Invoking the blessings of the Almighty, respected elders, distinguished guests, and participants from around the world, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to day 31 of the One World, One Family World Cultural Festival here at Sathya Grama. This evening, as part of Know Your Mission segment, where we learn about the various initiatives led by Sadhguru, we welcome Dr. Neeraj Gopinath, Senior Consultant in Pain Medicine at the Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. With over 25 years of expertise in pain medicine, palliative care, clinical research, and mental well-being, Dr. Neeraj has dedicated his career to alleviate suffering and advancing medical excellence. An MD in anesthesia from the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research, Chandigarh in North India. He went on to serve for 12 years as consultant in pain medicine and anesthesia at Leicester Hospitals, United Kingdom, before returning to India to continue his service here. Honored in the Stanford University 2024 global list of the world's top 2% scientists, he's also ranked among the top 7 Indian anesthesiologists. Over to Dr. Neeraj Gopinath.
Good evening, everybody. I offer my most humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of my master, Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Respected Murti Sir, dignitaries, brothers and sisters, Swami's dearest children, and our guest from Zimbabwe, a hearty welcome. I'm Dr. Neeraj, and I lead the pain medicine, mental well-being, and palliative care clinic at our institute. This is our team. We are a small team. We established the palliative care clinic in January 2025, and we are most grateful to the Cipla Foundation for their generous support. While we practiced in the United Kingdom, I studiously stayed away from practicing palliative care. It did not sit well with me that the major treatment for these patients was drugs, drugs, and more drugs, and they hardly worked. So when in 2020, Sadhguru commanded me to take up palliative care, we felt that we have to take up this challenge, and we tried to redefine palliative care as it is practiced in our clinic. We offer quality care to patients who are terminally unwell, not just by providing pain relief or therapy for their mental distress, but also by improving their fatigue, anxiety, appetite, and the key word here is minimal medications. We try to use the least amount of drugs possible. The reason is the drugs act on the entire system, but we need targeted treatment to improve these functions. So I would like to share a few stories, human stories who have come our way. One of our first patients was an 88-year-old gentleman from the United Arab Emirates. He came to us with bladder cancer. He had a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease for 10 years. Unfortunately, he suffered a stroke in January 2025, just about the time we started our clinic. He suffered significant memory loss and also could just manage a few steps, and he reported significant fatigue. We treated him for 2.5 weeks. By Swami's grace, his mood and sleep improved. We were really wondered when his memory improved and he was able to walk 1 kilometer. This gentleman still continues to live at his home and he is quite well. The second case came around the same time. He was a gentleman, 68-year-old gentleman who had stage 4 liver cancer. He had a fairly large liver tumor and he was given a few weeks to live, again in January 2025. Like with any patient that terminally unwell, he reported all symptoms of pain, depression, anxiety. But the interesting thing was his only expectation was to see the wedding of his granddaughter that was about 3 months down the line. We were treating him with our innovative regimen for every week for the months that he was with us. Over a period of time, his pain, his symptoms gradually improved. And just by his grace and his grace alone, he participated in the wedding of his granddaughter and passed away 3 days later. These are some of the success stories. We have also lost patients despite trying everything under our care. But then when we retrospected, we understood that we took it we thought that we were doing the work and not Swami. That is where I think we failed in helping those patients in whom we were not able to improve the symptoms. Redefining palliative care. So what exactly is palliative care? It stands for any care whereby you improve somebody's symptoms, reduce the severity of the symptoms where you cannot cure the disease. Amongst people who are sitting here, we have lots of people who are in good health, and then there are people who are on a terminal list. Between them, we have a vast cohort of patients who are at a greater risk than patients with cancer, who are on the verge of requiring palliative care if we don't intervene, and have a very poor quality of life. These patients do not have cancer, but their state is sometimes much worse than patients who have cancer. One of the groups is called resistant hypertension. What is resistant hypertension? Any patient in whom the blood pressure is not controlled with 3 or more drugs, that is where it's called resistant hypertension. We would think it's a fairly rare disease, but we have over 25 million Indians suffering with this condition. The underlying cause is autonomic nervous system imbalance. Why have I put this slide up here? Because they are at a very high risk of developing a stroke, heart failure, or kidney failure. Any of these can put them at a state where they require palliative care. And what is the treatment? More drugs. So one of our first cases that came to us was a 28-year-old young man who had very high blood pressure despite being on 3 medications. He came to us for treatment for anxiety. We treated him in our clinic with just 2 injections. At 1-year follow-up, his blood pressure was controlled on just 1 medicine. He was minimally anxious. His quality of life had significantly improved. Such cases, we have treated 12 patients and have managed to reduce 1 medicine at least in each of these patients. So this is the young man that I was talking about, and this is his story. Can we have the volume, please?
Hello, my name is Shreyash Roy. I'm based in Bengaluru. A year before, my sleep cycles were not good. I used to wake up at night. My BP was slightly higher than the average. My anxiety levels were very high. I don't used to concentrate on one thing. My mood was very fluctuating. After taking 2 sets of medicine on either side of the neck, now my anxiety levels are very stable. I'm very calm. My sleep cycles are nearly perfect. I am able to concentrate on one thing. I'm very much comfortable at what I'm doing. My BP level have come nearly good, nearly better than average. And I thank Dr. Neeraj for having 2 sets of medicine to me. Thank you.
The second cohort of patients that I would like to address are patients with mental health disorders. This is the elephant in the room. The underlying cause is autonomic nervous system imbalance. We have over 1.2 billion patients suffering this condition around the globe. In India itself, we have 200 million plus. The current management is drugs and therapy. 1 in 6 Indians are able to achieve this because we don't have enough psychiatrists or psychologists. Even when they access treatment, only 50% of those patients, the treatments work. So these patients in whom they don't work are called treatment resistant, and we have over 100 million Indians suffering this condition. Why are they at risk? The risk of heart disease is doubled, risk of hypertension is there, risk of suicide, as well as risk to others. So this is a young man that we treated in January 2024. He's about 30-year-old photographer who developed severe health anxiety around the COVID times. He was going from pillar to post for about 4 years. He came to our hospital in 2023 and was under the care of a psychiatry department. He had tried over 10 medications. He was there in a hospital every other week with some health issue or the other because he had health anxiety. He lost his work, his marital life was in shambles. He was a desperate man. He came to our clinic in January 2024. We treated him with just 2 injections. And this is his story.
ನಾನು ಟೇಲ್ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು 4 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಆತಂಕ, ಭಯ ಆಗೋದು, ಕೈಕಾಲು ನಡ್ಕ ಎತ್ಕೊಳೋದು, ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನೇನೋ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ತುಂಬ ದುಡ್ಡು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸಿ ಡಿ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಗಳಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ECGಗಳಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಯೂ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ತುಂಬ ದುಡ್ಡು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ನನಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲೂ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುದ್ದೇನಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋವಿನ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕತ್ತಿನ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ 2 ಸರಿ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆವಾಗಿನಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಆ ಥರ ಭಯ, ಆತಂಕ ಇಲ್ಲ. 99% ನಾನು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಕರ್ತರಾದಂಥ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುದ್ದೇನಹಳ್ಳಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ನಾನು ವಂದಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಸಾಯಿರಾಮ್.
What's interesting is this was in January 2024 when we treated him. He has not had to visit the hospital in the last 21 months with any health-related condition. In fact, he was so impressed with the care that Swami is offering here, he has joined our institute as a volunteer. We have treated over 100 patients with treatment-resistant mental health disorders with just 2 injections on side of their neck, no medicines. We have completed the first clinical trial in literature in patients with having severe anxiety disorder. Hopefully that'll be published in the next few months by Swami's grace. We have also been studiously following up these patients, and we have completed 1-year follow-up in 52 or 57 patients. And you can see the chart here. The higher numbers indicate very severe anxiety, and any score below 10 means mild anxiety. So this is real palliation at work. We are not able to cure them, but we are able to provide them with a much better quality of life. We commenced the pain medicine clinic in June 2023, and chronic pain is defined as any pain that can last for more than 3 months. And it's more common than we perceive. It is at least 1 in 4 adults in India suffer with this condition. And why is it important? Because it can have a significant impact on the quality of life and function. And it could range from anything like a ubiquitous low back pain, which most of us suffer once in our lifetime or more, to something called trigeminal neuralgia, which is called the suicide disease. If you ask any patient with trigeminal neuralgia whether you would prefer the condition they are suffering or cancer, 10 on 10 they will say they would prefer cancer because the pain is that severe. Why is it an issue? Because the brain and the body memorizes the pain, the brain and the body memorizes the pain. It's very difficult to cure. While we were practicing in the UK, our outcomes were fairly standard. As per the Western standards, we were able to provide good relief to about 30% of patients. But after moving here, in the last 2 years, by His grace and His grace alone, our outcomes have been very good. You may have noticed a common thread that runs through chronic physical diseases like hypertension, Parkinson's disease, dementia, stroke, to all kinds of mental health disorders like anxiety, PTSD, addiction problems, as well as cancer. And that is called autonomic nervous system dysfunction. So what is this autonomic nervous system? There are 2 parts to it. One is called the sympathetic system. So when we face a threat, we either fight the threat or we run away. And once the threat is down or gone away, the other system called the parasympathetic system calms us down. Now let us imagine a car being a body. The heart is the engine, the chassis is the skin and bones, and suddenly you decide that you would want to purchase a car. You go to a second-hand dealer, and you can afford either of these 2 cars. I think most of us would be going for the one on the left. Now the dealer, he's an honest man, a rare commodity in that business. He tells you, sir, there is a small problem with this red car. We have tried our best to sort it out, but it doesn't work. When you press the brakes, it doesn't work very well. And especially when you press hard, the accelerator jams and the car moves forward. Now I'm sure you wouldn't go for the red one. Most of us would go for the one on the right side. So the parasympathetic system are the brakes in our body. The sympathetic system is the accelerator. Our health is defined by how these are 2 in sync and in absolute balance. But what happens to everyone in this room is that as we age, the sympathetic system becomes stronger and stronger, and the parasympathetic system becomes weaker and weaker. Now, all our techniques in our Ayurveda, yoga, they all try to improve the parasympathetic system. We have found it extremely difficult to control the sympathetic system, which is the root cause for all diseases that known to man. That is this has been scientifically proven. So we have developed an innovative regimen at our center. We have not discovered anything new. We have just collected what others have used, and we have put it all together. The first one is a multidisciplinary team assessment. Any patient coming to our center, we assess them. There is a multidisciplinary team. There is a clinical psychologist, a psychiatrist. These two hardly sit together anywhere else, but in our place, they sit together. A pain medicine physician, a palliative care physician, and the most important of all, my Swami. He sits with us, and we assess the patients. We do interventions to help reduce the sympathetic burden, that is the sympathetic overload, by just these two injections. We have found a really good benefit with just these two injections. They're called stellate ganglion blocks. We have infusions as well as therapy to improve both the physical immunity as well as the mental resilience. We empower the parasympathetic nervous system by strategies which enhance the brakes, restore the gut health, and Mukherjee regimen is a very specific 2-drug regimen which we are using for patients with chronic health disease. These are the only true 2 drugs in this whole system. And I must say that the safety of the system is beyond doubt. I have tried each and every intervention in this system, except for 1 drug in Mukherjee regimen. I also get psychological therapy daily, my wife being a clinical psychologist, so I can vouch that this works for our patients. So in conclusion, we have treated over 200 patients since our inception in January 2023. We try our very best to improve the wellness of patients who are terminally unwell. We are very mindful that India is a very young population, has a very young population, and it's critical to prevent the development of chronic diseases and malignancies. We believe that the key is rebalancing the autonomic nervous system, and the redefined palliative care model is uniquely placed. Why do I say that? Most of our specialties and super specialties have developed a blinkered view, looking at parts of the patient, whereas palliative care looks at the physical aspects, the mental aspects, and here at our center, we also look at the spiritual aspects. And by Swami's grace, we pray to him that he keeps blessing us to perform even better in the years to come. Thank you very much. Jai Sai Ram.
We now move on to the next segment, the CSR Circle of Honor. This evening, we are delighted to present the CSR Circle of Honor to 3 of our corporate partners. First, to Evertogen Life Sciences, a Hyderabad-based pharmaceutical company. It develops, manufactures, and markets finished dosage drugs, tablets, and capsules. We have with us Mr. K. Subbarao, promoter and managing director of Evertogen Life Sciences and Glochem Industries. May we kindly request him to come on stage and receive the honor. A chartered accountant with over 30 years of experience in the pharmaceutical industry, he leads investments and manufacturing strategy across the Glochem Group, and we are grateful for their support towards the Sai Arogya hospitals. We request Mr. Subbarao to kindly share a few words with us, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to receive this award from Sadhguruji. I don't know whether I deserve it. We did very little work so far, but aim to do a lot with these institutions by associating myself in the years to come. I always think and keep telling the people around and my friends and all, the common man suffers in this country principally because of lack of education for their children and not able to provide the proper health care to their children and parents. This is where they suffer. Otherwise, food, shelter, everything, generally the government takes care, and they're able to earn their livelihood as the country is economically growing. But this education and health is something which we have still not been able to take to the roots of the common man. And that is where this institution has taken great strides, and which is how I am inspired to associate with this institution, Sri Sadhguruji. And I've been working in the corporate for so many years, going up the ladder, have so many successes, but the kind of satisfaction I would have from now on when I start working with this institution and with the team, I'm really feel quite satisfied, and will be a great satisfaction for me in my future life to work with this institution and work for the common good. Thank you.
Our next partner is the Cipla Foundation, and we are grateful for their support to our healthcare initiatives. Palliative care stands as a key pillar of the Cipla Foundation's mission. Guided by the vision of expanding access to quality palliative care across the country, the Foundation works to ensure compassionate and holistic support for patients and families. As part of this collaboration, Cipla also provides free medicines to our pharmacy, which are dispensed at no cost to patients as per the prescription. This partnership reflects Cipla's vision of making palliative care and essential medicines accessible, alleviating suffering and offering dignity and comfort to those in need. We have with us this evening Dr. Prakash Fernandes, Head of National Palliative Care Partnerships at Cipla. May we please request you to be on stage. We also would like to invite Dr. Dhanshri Pradhan and Ms. Lisivi, who together lead palliative care operations at Cipla Foundation. At present, the Cipla Foundation partners with 36 organizations and supports 48 projects across India, making a significant impact in advancing palliative care nationwide. We request Dr. Prakash Fernandes to share a few words with all of us, please.
Very humbled to receive and accept this award. We are most privileged actually to partner with such an institution where, we're bringing care back into healthcare. Very honored that it's the centenary birth year as well that we're receiving the award, because Cipla as a company celebrates its 90th year this year. And the really vision of our chairman, Dr. Hamid, has been that Cipla is not just in the business of making medicines, it's about making a difference to patients' lives. And I think palliative care is that intersection in medicine which really helps us understand that it's not just a disease, but it's the patient that we're looking at. It's about the caregiver that's equally important. And I think palliative care brings that to the forefront. And I think, as Dr. Neeraj has shown in his presentation, it's the real transformative power of palliative care that can make such a difference to patients' lives. And the earlier we start palliative care, from our experience over the 48 projects that we support, has just been this. That once you build rapport with patients, you're able to manage their symptoms, you're able to reduce caregiver distress, you're able to improve their adherence to treatment. And we really hope, therefore, that as we partner with this center, we're really able to integrate palliative care into the healthcare system, and with Sadhguru's blessings, sharing a vision of how do we really educate a palliative care workforce, so that every healthcare worker realizes the real importance of palliative care. How do we support caregivers as well as they are caring for patients in their homes? So I really think we have our mission set and really look forward to taking this partnership to the next level. So thank you very much for placing palliative care high on the agenda. Thank you.
We would now like to honor and offer a token of our appreciation to Rotary Needy Heart Foundation, which was founded by Shri O.P. Khanna. Founder of the Needy Heart Foundation, he has supported over 12,000 heart patients and children across 10 countries, spreading goodwill beyond borders. Through generous philanthropy, donating over 80% of his earnings, and establishing impactful NGOs, he exemplifies compassion, service, and humanitarian leadership, earning numerous international and national recognitions. Shri O.P. Khanna is an IIT Kharagpur alumnus and seasoned industrialist with over 64 years of global experience. He served as the managing director of 3 multinational companies before dedicating his life to social service. Today, we thank him for his immense support and generosity towards the pediatric heart surgery program through Rotary International for the last 3 years. May we please give a big round of applause and invite Shri O.P. Khanna ji on stage to receive the honor. Sir, may we kindly request you to share a few words with all of us?
Thank you, ma'am, for the good words. Sadhguru Madhusudan ji, other dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, it has always been a pleasure to visit this place, and this time is no exception. I've always enjoyed and getting blessed with Sadhguru ji from here. Looking back in retrospect, my first contact with Sai Baba was in 2002 when Brigadier Bali, then CEO of the Whitefield Hospital, contacted me after I established the Needy Heart Foundation that according to our system, there are some patients which we cannot take up immediately because we have a system of taking the patients chronologically. Will you help us to take and treat those patients or save those lives? I readily agreed because heart surgery or heart ailment is an ailment where sometimes you cannot wait. The treatment has to be given immediately. So I had accepted Brigadier Bali's, that's it, we signed an MOU and we saved many lives together with Sai Institute. It was only recently that I came and got blessed with Sadhguru Madhusudan ji. It was about 2 years back through Dr. Raghupati and Ashimavo Datta. I met them. I was really inspired. Since then, these 2 years, the Needy Heart Foundation, Rotary Needy Heart Foundation, jointly with this institute, we have saved more than 1,030 lives, according to my record. Out of that, 615 were in the previous year and about 411 this year. So far, that is starting from first financial year I'm talking about, starting from 1st April to this date. This was possible only with the dedicated spirit which I found throughout the organization, and that way I must compliment you, sir, for creating that spirit of dedication. Every employee whom I met had that spirit of serving, which I was very happy to see that. I am blessed again today with your recognition, sir. This is a very special recognition which comes in the hands of Sadhguru, and with all the humility, I accept it. Thank you.
This evening, we are delighted to celebrate the Republic of Zimbabwe, a land of breathtaking beauty and resilience in the heart of Southern Africa. A land of courage and creativity, Zimbabwe continues to shine as a beacon of cultural pride and enduring strength in the African continent. A couple of months ago, we were invited to Harare in Zimbabwe, and we signed a memorandum of understanding with a wonderful organization by name ProWeb, which is a team of entrepreneurial women who come from various fields, and we have signed this MOU to further the cause of children and women in Zimbabwe. In fact, this visit was beautiful because from there, what started off as an engagement towards values education and feeding children has progressed to much beyond. And I'm very happy and delighted to share that today we have one of the largest delegations who've come from Africa. 18 of our family members have come from Zimbabwe to learn about the mission and to be part of this wonderful One World, One Family mission. And we are very grateful to Ms. Tendai Huplo, who's the president of ProWeb and who's made all of this happen and who's absolutely, I don't have words because what she has done for the children and women across Zimbabwe is absolutely mind-blowing, and we are all going to hear from her in a little while from now. But first, we would like to honor the humanitarian, the One World, One Family humanitarian from Zimbabwe. And this is being bestowed upon former Ambassador Ms. Musaka in the field of women and child welfare. She previously served as the Ambassador of the Republic of Zimbabwe to Ghana and also as the Deputy Ambassador in the United Kingdom and Canada. A mentor to many, especially young women, aspiring to contribute meaningfully to the development of their country, Zimbabwe. She has consistently inspired others to stay connected to their cultural roots while advancing in national and global platforms. As the brand ambassador for the Zimbabwean national dress, she has championed the promotion of Zimbabwean culture through her enterprise, the African Diplomat Vocational College. Her company produces diverse made-in-Zimbabwe garments that cater not only to the local market, but also to Zimbabweans in the diaspora and international visitors. Ambassador Musaka has established a unique vocational program and trains underprivileged girls in fashion design and entrepreneurship. Beyond imparting technical skills, the program equips them with hands-on business management knowledge. Many of its graduates have gone on to establish their own SMEs in the clothing industry, enabling them to sustain themselves and their families with dignity. Further extending her vision, Ambassador Musaka is also the founder of the Zimbabwe Entrepreneurs Fashion Designers Association, an organization registered under the National Arts Council of Zimbabwe, which operates under the Ministry of Sports, Recreation, Arts, and Culture. Through her tireless efforts, Ambassador Musaka has become a beacon of cultural pride, entrepreneurship, and empowerment, uplifting communities and building sustainable livelihoods for women and youth in Zimbabwe. May we please invite Ambassador Musaka to receive the award and deliver her acceptance speech.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, my gratitude to Sadhguru Sai for having me here and bestowing this honor upon me. I'm so happy to be here as part of the 18-member Zimbabwean delegation. I'm deeply honored to receive the One World, One Family Humanitarian Award for Zimbabwe in recognition of my contribution to the empowerment of underprivileged girl children, women, and humanity in my home country, Zimbabwe. I am so touched by what I have seen here. I look forward to further collaboration with organizations such as the One World, One Family mission to further empower the underprivileged girl children and women throughout the world. I also want to thank ProWeb and Ms. Tendai Hlupo Mamvura, ProWeb President, for encouraging me and bringing me here to India and to this divine place. Thank you all again.
We are honored to welcome Ms. Tendai, the dynamic CEO of Zimbabwe Cybercity Now. A highly skilled and accomplished real estate professional, she brings with her a wealth of expertise in property development and project management. Beyond her corporate achievements, she serves as the president of ProWeb, the powerful women's empowerment network founded in 2005. Under her leadership, ProWeb has become a beacon of progress, fostering education, mentorship, and leadership opportunities that uplift women and drive inclusive, sustainable growth for Zimbabwe. She will share with us the culture and her experience of Zimbabwe. Please join me in warmly welcoming Ms. Tendai.
Humble greetings to Sadhguru Sai, whose love and guidance unite all hearts. Good evening, dear brothers, sisters, students, and those joining us online, all protocol observed. I bring warm greetings from the beautiful nation of Zimbabwe. It is a profound honor to participate in the One World, One Family Cultural Festival. May this gathering strengthen our collective commitment to fostering peace, harmony, and a spirit of oneness throughout the world. Zimbabwe is a landlocked country in the southern part of Africa, bordered by Zambia, Mozambique, Botswana, and South Africa. Zimbabwe is proudly anchored by its vibrant capital city, Harare. It is home to about 17 million people. The country enjoys subtropical climate moderated by its highlands. The official currency in Zimbabwe is Zimbabwe gold. 1 Indian rupee is equivalent to 30 Zimbabwean cents. Zimbabwe has English as the official language, but 16 dialects of Shona and Ndebele combined. Zimbabwe's 7 wonders showcase the country's rich natural beauty, ancient history, and vibrant culture, offering visitors a journey through Zimbabwe's most iconic and unforgettable landmarks. The Victoria Falls, known affectionately as Mosuatunya, means the smoke that thunders, which perfectly describes the curtain waterfall with immense spray and a deafening roar of the Zambezi River. The Great Zimbabwe Monument is ruins of an ancient iron city that was once the capital of the Kingdom of Zimbabwe. This is where the name of our country originates from, as well as the chevron patterns, which you will see on everything Zimbabwean. Matopo Hills is a distinctive area of granite formations known for their unique landscapes and ancient Bushman rock art paintings. And Manapools is a national park, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its large elephant population and diverse wildlife. The Kami ruins are a national monument. Again, it's another UNESCO World Heritage Site showcasing ancient architectural remains. And then the Hwange National Park is the largest wildlife park, covering a vast area rich in the variety of animals which coexist alongside each other. And the Chinoi Caves are a network of limestone caves featuring a large, deep, flooded sinkhole known as the Sleeping Pool. Zimbabwe's spiritual life is a harmonious blend of Christian faith, ancestral reverence, and the rich traditions of the Shona and Ndebele people. Ceremonies connect people through song, dance, and shared memory. The Zimbabwean bird is called the chapungu. It's a symbol of spiritual and cultural connection for the people of Zimbabwe. Sadza is our staple food. It's made from finely ground corn flour, often eaten together with a vegetable dish, which is often cooked in peanut butter sauce. Men and women wear modern, contemporary outfits, but largely made out of fabric decorated with the country's national bird. Arts, music, and dance in Zimbabwe are deeply rooted in tradition, where beats, voices, and craft reflect the nation's cultural identity. Visual arts are expressed through wood and stone sculpture and resonate in rhythms of drums, mbira, hosho, and marimba, enriching ceremonies and celebrations. Danai Gurira is a Zimbabwean actress known for her role as Okeye in Black Panther. Sikanda Raza is a celebrated Zimbabwean cricketer recognized for all his all-round performances in international cricket. And Kirsty Coventry is Zimbabwe's most decorated Olympic swimmer and former sports minister, and now the first female president of the International Olympic Committee. Millions of Zimbabweans face food insecurity during the lean season, largely due to recurring droughts and economic challenges. Zimbabwe maintains strong literacy rates, but rural schools continue to face shortages of trained teachers, teaching resources, limited infrastructure, and restricted digital access. Access to healthcare remains a challenge with limited health delivery resources. Economic instability has highlighted poverty and vulnerability, with women, youth, and rural communities mostly affected. Fostering well-being requires addressing food security issues during droughts, providing solutions that consistently stand above economic instability, providing education resources on a digital platform to address the issues of both education and digital literacy, providing health solutions that allow people to thrive. Zimbabwe celebrates its vibrant culture and community spirit through events like OMIFA, the Jacaranda Festival, which foster artistic expression and civic engagement and cultural pride. Support from organizations such as Health and Empowerment Trust Zimbabwe, which promotes youth health and HIV prevention. The Magitare Africa Trust empowers communities through music, arts, education, and helps to strengthen social development. From its sweeping plateaus to the winding rivers, Zimbabwe speaks a language of strength, dignity, and unity, bound together by land, culture, and shared stories. The nation invites the world to hear its heartbeat of compassion, creativity, and community spirit, a rhythm that celebrates both heritage and hope. Majita, siyabonga. Thank you. Sadhguru Sai, we would like to give you a small token of appreciation for you to remember Zimbabwe. It is a chrome, handcrafted chrome platter, which encompasses the spirit of Zimbabwe, our wildlife, our trees, and the nature of Zimbabwe.
On behalf of all of us, we pray to Sadhguru to bless us with his benedictory message this evening. Thank you.
On this very special evening when we have so many of our sisters from Zimbabwe present here, a part of the organization Proven, which is presided by Ms. Tendai, as we just heard. I'm very happy to receive all of you, and I welcome you with open arms to be a part of this One World, One Family mission that brings the world together. I'm also very honored to receive the gifts from Ms. Tendai from Zimbabwe. She said, they're giving me the gift so that I can remember Zimbabwe, but I will remember even otherwise. I do not, even without the gifts, for their kindness and warmth. I'm very glad to also know that Bhuvana was telling me that it was only recently that when she was on her African trip, South Africa, through that she went to meet this wonderful organization and then learned so much about what they were doing for women and children's empowerment. And she came back and told me about the needs over there. And there was no doubt that we wanted to work with them and do whatever we can, our bit, to promote the cause of children's and women's welfare. In the wake of several geopolitical shifts, a lot of aid that used to reach Africa has suddenly been terminated, and that has led to continent-wide crisis in terms of food security, nutrition for the children, and many other such related issues. Wherever I went in Africa, many NGOs who came and met me, they told me the same story, that they would need help from elsewhere, otherwise millions would die who are suffering from some of these diseases or simply because of malnutrition and hunger. So the world must wake up to the need of Africa at this point in time. On one side, the wars have disrupted the supply chain logistics of food and other essentials, whereas on the other side, the cutting down of aids from various world organizations has also severely affected the welfare of the most vulnerable communities across the world, which are children and women. So this is also a platform from which I shout out to all those philanthropists and other organizations that are engaged in the welfare of the world to please pay attention to this impending crisis that lurks in many developing countries at this point of time, and many African countries, to be precise, to be specific. And I'm sure the world will come together to do what they can. Anyway, we, in our own capacity, are more than committed to work with Proven and do whatever we can for the sake of the betterment of women and children in Zimbabwe. I'm also very pleased to know about the work that Ambassador Musaka, who received the Humanitarian Award today, does in empowering the women, young girls, by teaching them about fashion designing and helping them become entrepreneurs and support their livelihoods through her company, and also keeping up the traditions of Zimbabwean wear clothing, which is again something that the nation should be proud of. We are also very honored to have her here. They've come a long distance and she received the honor on behalf of our organization. So we are very grateful to her as well. Whenever we meet people like this, especially women, these are the women of substance. These are the women who have broken many a glass ceilings to not just to prove themselves, but simply to do what they were born to do. And challenges are there everywhere. And that is what inspires me every time I meet these people, that with very little that they have been doing whatever they can for the people around. In last few days, incidentally today we have finished 1 month of celebrations of One World, One Family World Cultural Festival, and we have met 30 countries, 30 humanitarians from these 30 countries, and all of them have the same story to tell. They were all moved by human suffering, and they wanted to do something for that. They didn't want to just sit quiet about it. So they did whatever they could. We met people who started orphanages, schools, who started small businesses, or who did health camps, or provided employment, nutrition. They protected the vulnerable communities. So many ways they have helped people, and that is so very heartening that there are so many good people in the world, and that is very hopeful. When we look around, we generally hear stories. Our media is filled with stories of despair and dejection. But then here is where we are rebuilding hope through collaborations like this, which will definitely make a difference in times to come. While with Zimbabwe and us, what we can do, we would do. Here in India, we also celebrated several awardees of the CSR circle, as we call it. These are the people, through their corporates or through their organizations, have stretched their hand out to pull in or pull out many more vulnerable people. And we had wonderful people whom we met just a while ago, from the Dr. Subba Reddy from the pharmaceutical industry, who is guiding us in providing pharmaceutical support to our institutions across the country. We met the people from Cipla Foundation, who have taken up a very, very different cause, road less traveled, of palliative care in India, which is again something that is not very easily understood by most people. I am sure with Neeraj's presentation, we would have understood a little bit about palliative care. It's a lost battle that you fight when you do palliative care. You know that you're going to lose the patient. There is no second way about it. But then you want to do everything to make sure whatever time the patient is left with is spent with less pain and better quality of life. That is the idea of palliative care. It is a very hard area. It is a very difficult area to deal with. But our hospital, under Dr. Neeraj's guidance, had set up this pain medicine clinic, and now they're doing very well. And One of the very grateful patient of Dr. Neeraj is sitting by my side. He has been telling me that Dr. Neeraj is doing a wonderful job of reducing his knee pain. Because he always complained about his knee pain for a long time. And he said only thing that worked for him was Dr. Neeraj's regimen. And we are publishing all that we have discovered here, invented here, and I hope many more doctors around the world will get inspired. But I am told that people come from around the district and now around the state, and maybe even beyond. Now we have patients coming from Andhra Pradesh and other nearby states. But now we have patients coming from abroad as well to seek help because they have no other way. And Dr. Neeraj and his team is very dedicated, his wife, Dr. Shruti. I imagine they were all in the UK, well settled in Leicester. And I go there and disturb the hornet's nest and say, come to India. That's where your work is. They said, we will help you whenever we can. We will just come over and do. No, there's no part-time service anymore. You have to be full-time service people. And they pack up everything, sell their house, car, and everything, and then they just come here and start working. And he is one of the very brilliant scientists, that is, as it was already mentioned. He has come up with something very wonderful, and we are in the process of doing all the empirical studies, and then we are going to publish that, and hopefully it will become a new regimen for pain medicine in India and abroad. That is our hope. That would be our contribution to the world of palliative care and pain medicine, which would be a very new methodology, which he has discovered. And this is his contribution. So hopefully in some time that will be out for everyone to follow. But so far the results have been very encouraging. And we are very, very happy that you are doing this, because it takes risk. This is risk taking, isn't it? Trying a new protocol. We are very proud that we have such wonderful doctors and scientists with us. Now that we are taking up palliative care as a very serious specialty in our institution with Cipla Foundation, we had a long meeting this afternoon as well. We also want to bring palliative care education programs through our institute, where we can train and teach the caregivers how to look after those patients better. As you know, India is not as old a country compared to many other developed countries which is aging. Whereas India is not having a small population, but number-wise, percentage-wise we are small, but number-wise we are very big. 15% of our elderly will be equal to 150 million plus elderly, who all would need some kind of care at home. And in the next 2 decades, probably we'll have 25 to 30% people who are elderly. That would cross 350 million people or so. Now with that kind of population which has to be looked after, with many of them left behind in their villages or small towns, and children having gone to cities or even abroad to earn a livelihood, they are the most vulnerable because they have nowhere to go. And in our hospital, we see plenty of elderly patients because this is the easiest thing that can happen to them. Once a couple had told that while we know government facilities are there, but we feel very difficult to go there. It's very crowded, and we find it very, at times, humiliating experience to keep on waiting for our turn, and which we never get. And they are from middle class. You see, they are not used to going to such facilities and stand there all day. So they felt very comfortable that such a facility like this is here, where they don't have to compromise on their dignity. At the same time, they can afford it, in the sense they don't have to pay for it. Many children who live abroad or in other places, they call us often, telling that their parents are alone in such an apartment in Bangalore or here or there. And they want us to look after them because they cannot come back for them. And in all these situations, we have helped as many people as possible. But then this thought kept on bothering me. But we can't do this for every old parent out there or every dying person out there. We have to train people to do this. And now home care is becoming the new thing, and a lot of big companies are getting into personalized home care solutions where they want to train caregivers for bedside care at the homes of the people. But I am very afraid of the quality standards that they are maintaining and following. And that is where we think with Cipla Foundation and our institute, we can build a wonderful curriculum and a training program which will lead to certification and recognition of such services, so that the quality of care, the standard of the care will go up in our country. It's going to be a very difficult situation if we don't act now. We will be in a very difficult situation because we will be losing most of our nurses and doctors to developed nations in this decade or more, because their people are aging and the population is, doctors' population is declining, nursing people are declining. So they are going to take all the people from India, and we will be left with very little talent. Unless we build the next generation of talent, we are going to be in big trouble. That is why an affordability of care will be out of reach, because private institutions will hire most of these leftover doctors and nurses at a high price, and they will charge the patients, whereas the middle class and the lower middle class, which is the larger size of the population, would be left unattended, uncared for. So this is where our institution, with the vision that we must make care available to everyone at an affordable price, if not free, working with foundations like Cipla is definitely going to achieve that. So I'm very glad about it, that something is happening in that field. Another great stalwart, Mr. Khanna, O.P. Khanna, who came here, and he represents Rotary, a Needy Heart Foundation. Some time back we had met, and he was mentioning that how many hearts have been saved through the intervention of Rotarians from around the world who are championing the cause of pediatric heart. Pediatric heart is a very, very special field in healthcare. It's not easy. We run a lot of pediatric heart hospitals, so we know. And this is poor people's disease. Most of the children who come with pediatric heart issues are born in poor families because of the nutrition issues in the pregnant women, or because of lack of understanding of what's going on. Many of them don't even know that the child is suffering from a heart disease till it becomes totally unmanageable. So they come very late to the institutions, and by the time the damage is done. That's where we are also working very hard to screen children across the country in many districts with other organizations to detect this disease much ahead of the time, so that we can treat them in time and save them. And that is where these organizations, led by Dr. Khanna and many, many more such wonderful humanitarians, is supporting us to provide the care that is needed, the same quality without any cost. And most of the patients, as I mentioned, are poor children who cannot afford a private care. And that is why this is making a huge difference to their lives. When we save a child, we save the future of the country. We never know what that child is going to be. When I was in Palwal, I met this little girl who was Akshata, her name is. She was treated in our Raipur hospital for heart disease. And she had a very complicated case, and she was arrested many times, and she had to be in the ICU for 100 days. And she fought the battle, and we kept her and we treated, and finally she grew up, and now she must be now 9-year-old or 8 or 9-year-old, and she is a karate champion. And she wants to come and join and study here once she reaches 6th class. And she has 2 more siblings, 2 more sisters, and the father is handicapped. And when I met them in Palwal, they were so grateful. They said, Swamiji, this girl is now doing very well, and she has won many medals in karate, and she's looking forward to growing to be 12 so that she can join the school here. I said, she has an open invitation. Whenever she wants, she can come here. But I do remember her case of 100 days of ICU care. Our doctors are also no less. Anybody would have given up. But it's very expensive to maintain a child for 100 days in a pediatric ICU with a heart disease. So it's not cheap. But then we told our doctors, when it comes to life, there can be nothing more precious than that. And whatever it takes, you do. And today, she's doing well. So I'm witness to so many such wonderful transformative stories. We just did not heal their hearts. We have brought hope. We have brought positivity. We have brought future to these children. And their parents are so grateful. And I asked what else she wants to do. That is Akshata. Thank you for putting that up. Dakshita, not Akshata. Dakshita when she was small, when she just got discharged, and now Dakshita as she is. So you can see that this intervention of saving children's heart is making such a huge difference. And why it is making a difference? Because these children, once they know that they have been treated like that, they've been looked after, they become very inspired. They want to do something with their lives. They know now that they wouldn't have been alive but for this intervention. And now they feel very positive, very inspired. They'll do something good to the society. Likewise, here also I see so many people who come and go. They tell, when my child grows up, Swamiji, I'll put them in your institution, and then let the child continue to become a doctor, nurse, or any healthcare professional, whatever he or she wants. But I want him or her to serve in these institutions. That's what they tell me. That is how the positivity spreads. We say, this positivity that we create is infectious. It spreads very fast because we are doing the right thing. So likewise, so many good people have joined this organization. When I came 15 years, almost 15 years now, less than 15 years ago, there were just 2-3 of us. Today, this mission has grown to the size that it has grown to because of good people coming together. It's not one person's achievement. It is because so many people came together inspired by this human goodness and motivated by human suffering. And they wanted to do something about it, but they could not have done alone. So they came together, and this togetherness is our strength. And hundreds of organizations are working with that from around the world. And today we are very happy to have Zimbabwe with us. And as I said before, we are more than committed to do whatever we can in our capacity and tell the story to many more people, many more good people who are listening to us, watching us today, to help each other in the spirit of one world, one family. And I'm very sure that it's just a matter of time before the world becomes a family as we are envisioning it to be. And when I look at the crowd from here, there are whites, there are Caucasians, there are Indians, there are Asians, there are Africans, there are Americans, there are all kinds of people sitting out there. Just in this one block, I can see a small sample of the world family. But this is what it is. I travel around the world every year. When I meet more people, I just feel they're all a family because they're all motivated by the same things. They all want to love and want to be loved. That is the basic human necessity. Everything else happens after that. So if you just are capable of loving people unconditionally, you will be loved back unconditionally. And that's how you will start building bonds and bridges. That's how the world becomes closer. And while the map still keeps the continents apart, in my heart, the whole world is nothing but one single continent, all the countries together without any gaps. That's how I envision the world. And I hope that that would happen. Somebody had sent me a nice picture of, if you put all the continents you see, all the islands and continents and nations together and squeeze them in, it nicely forms the shape of a heart, by the way. So I will share that picture sometime. Somebody designed it very nicely. So if you just bring them all together and leave no gaps and fit all the continents and countries into the spaces, it turns out to be as the shape of a small heart. So that is the idea. Bringing people together in their hearts is bringing people together even in the outside. I'm glad that this is happening, and to all the volunteers, all the people who work behind the scenes, it's a great milestone because first time we attempted something like this, and it's already 30 days since you have been working and doing this. And I know my work is less compared to all that you have to do, and getting guests from other countries, getting their visas processed, tickets organized, getting all the permissions to bring them here, the artists, their instruments, organizing the programs, then receiving them, hosting them, feeding them, looking after them, and looking after thousands of our students, staff who are all housed here in this one campus, organizing everything, the logistics of it, and managing all the resources, planning, executing is not an easy task. Somebody told me recently, Swamiji, even big corporates will not be able to achieve this. Big event or management organizations would fail to do it so smoothly. I know it is not as smooth. On the surface, everything looks smooth. Deep under, people are working very hard. And so many of them don't even get to come here or watch these programs. They're busy doing what they're doing. Then there are others who are working on expanding the infrastructure because as the birthday approaches, we have a lot more guests coming. But from the housing to the expansion of the hall, I know it's a little inconvenient, but we are expanding it so that on both the sides also we can accommodate another 2,000 to 3,000 people. And then the hospital construction is on. While all these new things are happening, at the same time, the regular work is still going on. The hospitals are running, the schools are going on, and everything else that needs to be done is being done. This is wonderful, and all this is possible only because of this one idea of love. Because we all love each other, we want to do what love asks us to do. And motivated by that love, all this is possible. They ask me, how is it possible? What is your management style? What is your leadership mantra? I only tell one word, Love, love. That is the mantra. If you are capable of loving, everything will work. And as long as there is love in this world, the world will go on. And I'm sure this love is only increasing and expanding and deepening and intensifying with every single passing day. I see that happening. And I'm sure with you all are also developing that kind of unconditional, pure, divine love. And that is what will heal the wounds of the world and will bring all the continents together in love, people together in love. And while everything else happens elsewhere, this one thing happening here itself can transform the future of the world. And I'm very convinced about it. It may look small, but it has tremendous potential. After all, a seed is a very small thing, but once it grows, it becomes a giant banyan tree, spreading in all directions. So remember, it's a small seed being sown here, but it has tremendous potential, and coming together of good people is the strength of this organization. So keep loving, keep serving, and keep building the world together as one world, one family.
We will now take a short 10-minute break and come back for the cultural program from Zimbabwe. Privileged to welcome a group of artists from Zimbabwe who will share with us the richness of their traditional music and dance. Their performance beautifully intertwines the warm tones of the guitar with the evocative resonance of the bira, the Zimbabwe's ancient thumb piano, complemented by vibrant traditional percussion. These harmonious sounds convey profound messages of cultural pride, respect for diversity, and deep spiritual connection. The artists will also delight us with 3 captivating traditional dances, the Bakumba, Shangara, and Dinhe. These dances joyfully celebrate the essence of rural life, paying tribute to the diligence of farmers, the bounty of harvests, and the gratitude felt for the land's gifts and community bonds. Through their artistry, these Zimbabwean artists invite us to experience the beauty of their heritage, fostering a sense of connection and appreciation for the traditions that shape their culture. We warmly welcome these gifted artists. We have Abel Mafuleni on the Mbira, Victor Kunongo on acoustic guitar and the Ingoma drums, Evelyn Chikove presenting traditional dances, Blessing Kandembo on traditional Ingoma drums, and Linot Laimbo on drums and shakers. Put your hands together for this group from Zimbabwe.
Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Kusadzidza kwangu urema, kusafunda kwangu irima, kusadzidza kwangu urombo, kusafunda kwangu udofo. Were wowo, were wowo. Yahoo, inde, Yahoo. Yeah, oh, yinde, yeah. Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, re. 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 Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, re. Oh, yeah, re. Oh, yeah, re. Yeah, re. Yeah, re. Yeah, re. Oh, yeah, re. Yere, oh, 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 yere, yere, oh, yere. Yere, yere, oh yere, oh yere, oh yere.
mikono inopaene kutandara mataira kutaze kunyepa yabo mataya ya oh yeah oh yeah yeah ya 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 oh yeah yeah ya ya oh yeah yeah ya ya oh yeah ya oh yeah Zira macho tikaya macho mana Ziva macho sikana Oh yeah yeah iyabo Ziva macho chikaya Ziva macho chikaya Ziva macho chikaya Ziva macho chikaya yeah yeah iyabo Oh yeah yeah iyabo Oh yeah yeah iyabo Ziva macho chikaya Ziva macho chikaya Oh yeah yeah iyabo Oh yeah yeah iyabo Ziva macho chikaya 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 Sino baba chikaya Oh yeah iyabo Oh yeah iyabo Oh yeah iyabo Ziva macho chikaya Ziva macho chikaya Ziva macho chikaya Oh yeah iyabo iyabo chikaya Cheuka 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 oh Tarira kwa kabayu Cheuka oh Cheuka 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 oh Tarira kwa kabayu Cheuka oh Cheuka 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 cheuka
cheuka iwe. Cheuka, cheuka, cheuka wo. Tarira kwa kabayu. Cheuka wo. Cheuka, cheuka, cheuka wo. Tarira kwa kabayu. Cheuka wo. Cheuka, cheuka. Cheuka, cheuka iwe.
Pamuromo paruna, oh yeah, oh yeah. Paruna, oh yeah, oh yeah. Pamuromo paruna, oh yeah, oh yeah. Paruna, oh yeah, oh yeah. Pamuromo paruna, oh yeah, oh yeah. Paruna, oh yeah, oh yeah. Pamuromo paruna.
Pamuromo paruna. vari pasi kumakore tine tariro isu vari pasi kumakore tine tariro kumakore kudenga 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 kumakore tine tariro isu vari pasi kumakore tine tariro isu vari pasi kumakore tine tariro isu vari pasi kumakore tine tariro kumakore kudenga 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 kuneshawa tinopa kunoba kunoshawa tinopa tinoba kunoshabiwa tinoba tinoba kunoshabiwa tinoba tinoba kunoshabiwa tinoba tinoba kunoshabiwa tinoba tinoba kunoshabiwa tinoba.
May we request all to rise for the national anthems of Zimbabwe, followed by the national anthem of India.